Today we're going to tackle the problem of bike storage. They say the perfect number of bikes is n+1, meaning however many bikes you have, one more is always better. That's true until it's time to store them and put them somewhere. This is about 1/3 of the bicycles I have in right now. This is my business. I review bikes and I test bikes and I try new things. And I have twice as much as this over in a storage unit. I'd like to get it all here in one spot so I can stop paying for my storage unit. So as I was researching options, I came across a company called GearBlocks. I reached out to them, we got chatting. Turns out they watched the channel, which is super exciting for me. And I explained to them my problem and they said, I think we've got something that would work really well for you. So they sent me some of their products to try out on this video. So this video is not sponsored by GearBlocks, but they did provide the products so that we can see what it actually works like in real life. So today we're gonna install it and see if it solves my problem of bike storage, fitting a lot of bikes in a little bit of space. So here's what I ordered. All of these hooks are really cool. They're 3D printed, super beefy, and they have bearings on them to slide inside a channel. This is the large hook, and that's what I'll primarily be using for 2.2 to 2.6, maybe even 2.8 tires. These are the fat bike ones. These are large hooks as well. And I also decided to get their wall mount bracket. This thing's awesome. It will mount your strut on the wall instead of the ceiling, and it will also serve as a shelf so you can store helmets and stuff above it. The genius of this system is that it uses traditional unistrut or super strut. This is electrical mounting hardware that you can find at Home Depot, Lowe's, electrical supplies stores. You can find this all over the place. Well, this strut is meant to mount air conditioners, HVAC systems, heavy items, and it's super sturdy. Here you can see how the unistrut's built. It's curved, kind of in a staple shape. And this is how you'll install it, with the open slot down. Put the hooks in. You'll need an end cap, which is cool. It's got a tight tensioning screw there, but the end cap will keep your bikes and stuff from popping off the end. You can't put it in this way. There's not going to be a way, which is good. That means your bikes can never get out that way. The large hooks are rated for 65 pounds, which will handle most e-bikes. And that's the hook rating, not the 3D printed insert rating. The hook will start to bend at 65, but the plastic's rated well beyond that. Now I bought 4 of these brackets. These are rated to hold 300 pounds each. So with 4 of these, I'm rated to 1,200 pounds. So I'm gonna put these evenly spaced along my walls. Now we want everything level since these are on bearings. If it was downhill, all your bikes would slide into a pile, so you gotta keep them level. Oh yeah, okay, that'll hold 300 pounds. Now I've got 16-inch studs, and so we're gonna put these every 32 inches. So the far right one is gonna be 8 feet away, 96 inches away is where this one's gonna land. All right, one observation. These are beefy and stout, beautifully powder coated, no sharp edges. A few of these brackets are bent out of straight, and so I'm gonna take these to the vise and straighten them. That's one thing I would like to see. Just make sure these bends are perfect right angles, so when you mount it on the wall, it's not sideways. That one I had to bend a little bit. So yeah, I like the brackets, but I do need to massage them a little bit. So here you can see that bent corner. Open this up just a little. All right. All right, it's all level. Okay, so the rear tire's hitting the wall. Let's see if I can mount it the other way. That's interesting. All right, so right now it's not free hanging, it's leaning against the bars. I want it free hanging. So I have experimented over here with a little hook. Yeah, the bikes are gonna stick out a little bit more, but I wanna be able to do that. Where I want it is 6.5 inches out. This is an experiment. It may or may not work. I've cut 4 14-inch sections of my unistrut, and I'm gonna bolt them in here to extend the end out 7 inches. That'll allow my channel to land where I want it to, and then I can mount my bikes both ways. All right, I've got it all bolted together with the little extensions. Let's do some measurements. This is 27.5 inches off the wall, and it's 89.5 inches tall. Oh man, those nest nicely. I'm so glad I extended it out to be able to run them both ways. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on there. We'll at least get 9, 10, 11, probably 12. All right, that was impressive. Fairly easy to load. The e-bikes are heavy, and you can kind of bump these and they'll move on you. I found it easier to grab the fork and the wheel, but as time goes, I'm sure I'll develop a better method. But man, my garage is so much cleaner. Let's measure how much room this takes up. So these stick out 52 inches. So if I'd installed it on the end of this, I could have got them tucked in another 7 inches, maybe even more. But then my wheels would be rubbing the wall. All right, here it is all installed. I've been using it for the last 2 months, and I love these GearBlocks. Now, a couple things to note. The extensions are working beautifully. I'm so glad I did it this far out, so it was forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Another thing to note is you've got to be careful when you're sliding this bike over that nothing comes in contact with the door, like handlebars. I had a mountain bike here, and one time the door came up and caught the bars. That's no fault of GearBlocks. That's my install problem. Another thing is the bikes, if you're not careful, will contact each other. And when you slide them together, you've got to watch out where things are hitting. So you've got to kind of position these a little bit better and maybe put some padding in between there. There's a company called Nice Bike Protection that sells protective wraps that you can put on different contact points to keep them safe. But man, this has been a game changer. I've got too many bikes on it right now, and it's a little too compact to easily get bikes in and out. I need to take 1 or 2 bikes out, and then it'll be a lot more usable. But man, what a game changer for me. I've got review bikes coming and going every week, and keeping track of them all and storing them is a challenge, but having this makes a huge difference. I like the setup so much that I've added Unistrut over here as well, and I've got it for my wheels, and I'm just using it for all sorts of things. Even if I weren't a cyclist, I can think of 100 different ways I could use the GearBlocks to keep track of my garage, to hang chainsaws and leaf blowers and all sorts of tools. And I will be getting more and installing more of this anywhere I can. I'm not affiliated with GearBlocks, but they do have a coupon code for you guys. I've got it down in the description below. You can click on that and save some money. I'd love to see how you get yours set up, and send me pictures over on Instagram. I am super, super impressed with the product, and I've tried a couple of the different hooks. I think my favorite are just these big hooks here. Some of the super wide ones I can fit 2 rims on. I don't know, I just need to spend a little more time experimenting with that, but what a cool solution where you don't have to buy all this heavy metal and have it shipped to you. You can go to your local hardware store and get that. Super versatile. I was initially afraid that these were gonna slide all over the place and be a problem, and that they would slide too easily when you're putting on the bike. That has not been the case at all. The hardware was great, the install was great, the instructions are great, and I love supporting small businesses. So I'm a huge fan. So how could it be improved? It'd be nice if they had bracket arms that were the length of this so I didn't have to extend it. That could be an improvement. I'm trying to think what else. Thanks for getting nerdy with me, you guys. I'm curious to hear how you store your bikes and other things in small spaces. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.